What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike.
And I'm John.
We're the DIY Topic Guys. On this channel, we give you guys an inside look at the hottest trending topics, making the most noise around the world today. 3 topics, 3 minutes each. Get in, get out, and get on with your day. That's what we do here. Today's topics, we're going to be talking about the Trump Facebook ban that happened way back when. We're going to be hitting on the downfall of society, social media as a whole. Not YouTube, though. Great stuff. And also, questioning democracy and wondering if it's still the best way forward with all the idiots we have in our country. So you guys are new here, thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe down below, post notifications, ring that bell. Also make sure you guys are following us on all the socials at DIY Topic Guys. And make sure that you guys are also interacting with us down below. Keep the conversation going. All our returning viewers and subscribers, thank you guys so much for being here and continuing to support us. We're going to hop into this right now. All right, John. Trump Facebook ban. Do you care?
I mean, no, but yeah. I mean, I care only in the sense that it sets a terrible precedent for social media companies just being able to just crush people's voice at will if they disagree with whatever they're about.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, Trump was banned from basically all social medias. The Facebook one is the biggest one right now because it was most recently in the news again for his words before and after the Capitol riots. Opinions aside, whatever, doesn't matter to me about that, but Trump being banned from Facebook does set a precedent where it silences the president of the United States.
Literally. Like, no, it's cool. We don't care that you're the commander-in-chief. We don't like what you had to say.
Could you imagine doing that stuff way back when? Like, we're going to take the president's voice away. You are the president of the free world, and no one respects you.
They don't care. He's too much of a character, that's why.
Yes. So what Facebook did was they basically backed away from it, and Facebook has a board. What they do is they are created, chosen, and funded by Facebook, but they maintain an independent type demeanor. So Facebook said, we are going to send this over to them to review, uphold, or whatever, and we are going to abstain from the situation, and whatever they decide, we are going to do. So the board came back with a very funny response that I thought was said that we find it basically appalling that Facebook sent this to us instead of basically abstaining from making a decision and putting it on them so that they have no political PR backlash or anything like that. And they basically said, we are not making a decision on this. We are putting it back to Facebook in order to do that because we disagree with the way that they are handling this. But they did not make a decision on it.
It's so bad. You know what it is? Everyone's just passing the buck because they don't want to take. Because people out there have just they want yeah, exactly. They want it right now. I mean, like everything else in the culture, it's how can we get this one and over? And this is like, you did this bad. Here's me proving that you're bad. And here's why. So like they just want to pin the riots on people, and they're easy targets. Like they don't want to get associated with those people. So like they don't want to get dragged into being, oh, because you allowed him to be on there, you aided and abetted that whole attack on the government. So now Facebook, you're in trouble. So now we're going to sue you for, or not even sue, we're just going to levy your wages for the government. We're just going to take all the money that you make even more and make you pay for all this crap on top of it.
It's a dangerous game. I mean, they could do what they want because he was leaving office, but it's a dangerous game to play.
You can't just silence people.
So, segueing into the next one.
The perfect segue.
The downfall of society.
That's
social media.
Yeah, that's the start of it right there, just like we were talking about.
So, I don't want to focus on Trump or whatever. Social media changed the way that we live and work and interact with everyone else. Mm-hmm. But what it also did is it gave everyone a voice that would more or less be unheard. And now, John, you like to grease up pigs in the corner of your backyard and run around in a G-string in a Borat costume.
You've been sneaking over the fence?
And guess what? You can go and join a group. I'm sure that it's on there.
It is. We meet Thursday nights.
Every Thursday night for squealing greased pig. But like, that's what I mean. People there's a vice for everyone out there, and normally you would be considered weird, but now everyone has a group, everyone has a voice on this, and when enough people with the same opinion
cry, or and it doesn't even, the problem is not everyone on social media is a real person. They have warehouses full of people just making fake accounts and stuff just for social disinformation on all sides. That's where it starts to get really dicey. Like, I don't want to say not everyone should have a voice, but like some of you guys shouldn't have a voice. But I'd fight tooth and nail to allow you to have that voice always, because that's your right as an American. But like, just because you have a voice doesn't mean you should be yelling. And now that everyone does have a voice, people can be seen like that, and they can tally these numbers together and say, look, at hundreds of thousands of Americans hate such and such. Like, they're not necessarily hundreds of thousands of Americans. It could just be bots and people that are working in, like I said, the factories just making up stuff. Like,
yeah, it goes back to a previous episode that we did of cancel culture, and this is the dawn of it. It's where everyone has a voice, everyone has an opinion, and it's a bunch of people who, segueing back into another thing, no one wants to work anymore, so what am I going to do? I'm going to go on social media, I'm going to go on Facebook, I'm going to get my phone, my app, and I'm just going to start posting random shit. I'm going to post one thing, I'm going to see what people like, what people dislike. I'm going to start... I've seen people argue, post one thing, and then just literally sit there for the next 4 hours and just argue with the people that are commenting.
I was just about to say, what are these people doing that they have the availability to sit there all day?
They're collecting their unemployment federal government checks. That's what they are doing.
And unemployment numbers are down.
Yes,
for as low as they're
very far down. We're social media. Mark Zuckerberg, you did an amazing thing, but you also are contributing to...
You did a terrible thing also.
Yes. Yes. So, now that we established that people are idiots.
Yeah.
Democracy was the thing that we fought for. Our founding fathers fought for democracy, and I still think it is the best way to go. But you start looking at the people that are voting, the people that have the right to vote. And yes, everyone should have the right to vote. Don't start making that into that. But when you look at some of these people around you, these are the people that
start to question, should they be allowed to vote? You start to really question it.
Yes.
Should you? You start to question other things, like how have you made it this far in life also? Like, with a lot of these people. But, I mean, is it the best way forward? Probably. It's the best known one, at least. The problem is, we, not us, but like we as a country, or really just the decision makers in our country, have turned it into just capitalism. There's not a whole lot of, it's not just, it's capitalism driven democracy as opposed to just true democracy. And you see it across the board. Everything of our government is backed by money. Even just like giant lawsuits. Like, think about, it's somewhat unrelated, but think about just like all the lawsuits for like music downloads and stuff like that. Those are federal courts being driven by private companies to sue individuals who, for millions of dollars, who could have never gotten millions. It's not like those people went and sold bootleg DVDs and CDs and made millions of dollars. Like, they're people like, I really like Britney Spears and I love that song.
Goddamn right I do.
Like, so we lost our way somewhere along the line. But democracy is the best, because I mean, you don't want to be China and just have like, what's your political spectrum meter today? Like, let's scan you and then see how much you like the government, because that's a real statistic they keep. They have like statistics on everyone. They're like, oh, what's your government meter? Like, just.
But are we still democratic in this point? So we have people that are voting. Whatever your views on the election were, Trump versus Biden, I don't care. But has there ever been a more questioned election with the outcome or the results or anything like that? So voter suppression, you have people making decisions at the top. So like, yeah, do we make a decision as the people? I don't know.
Not really.
We vote for 50 people, 50 or 100 senators, then we have the House of Representatives, and then we have the president. They pretty much make all our decisions, so...
Even when we make a decision, I'll give you a perfect example. New Jersey, just recently, recreational marijuana. We, the people, signed it into because...
Not we, man. I voted against that shit.
Well, whatever. the citizens made it a law, and then they still have, and then our elected representatives still have to make laws about it nonetheless, even though we already decided we wanted it to be, and then now towns, but other elected officials get to decide whether or not they can or cannot have businesses related to that.
Yep.
How is that democratic? The people voted it yes. So now the officials say no?
Question, should people be able to vote? Yes.
But that's going to do it for today's episode, guys. To recap, we talked about Trump and the social media bans as a whole. We talked about social media and how it's the downfall of society and the beginning of much worse. And we talked about democracy and is it the best way forward? If it's your first time checking us out, thanks a lot. We really appreciate it. If you're back, we appreciate the continued support. Please make sure you like, follow, subscribe down below. Make sure you ring that bell for post notifications. That way you never miss out on any of these episodes because they are extremely important. If you guys have any other ideas for new topics or you're curious about some more stuff, you want to continue the conversations, let us know down below in the comments. We'll be sure to reach back out to you. That's going to do it again. We are the DIY Topic Guys. We'll catch you next time.